Again, apologies for sound, but I'm doing the best with what I got so far. But the G10 Wraith by EPS Knives is a titanium handle blade, or yeah, titanium handles, steel blade, G10 scales. I was a dumbass last time and I said, oh, it says 154 centimeters. That is 154 centimeters would be over a meter and a half, which would be really long. This is 154 cm blade steel. Now I don't care that much about blade steel, but I will say, and I will apologize that I it despite flipping basically almost entirely on carpet, it somehow managed to get tipped a little bit, and I did sharpen that out a little bit, but it's just like, so I guess I do have stronger feelings about blade steel than I thought. The G10 Wraith by EPS Knives comes out to $280, which honestly for the price is really good considering that the rep I think is like $330. Let me double check that. Alrighty, and I couldn't find how much the the rich cost. The rep trainer is $280, but a standard rep is about $316. At least the BRS Premium Replicant Alt Blade is. And if I scroll down a little bit more, you get hybrid replicants, which is like $460. But yeah, it seems that the Premium Replicant is three or two no, 315, 316. Anyways, so what's good about the Wraith? The Wraith flips more or less, I would say neutral to slight handle bias. When I was flipping at it first, I was like, it maybe needs more tip weight. No, it actually needs more ass weight. The spacers are also G10, so they don't have a ton of weight to them. And I noticed that when I flip this, it just doesn't have a lot of momentum to carry through. I just nicked myself, ouch. It doesn't have a lot of momentum to carry through a lot of things with the handles. This is a slight inconvenience. It still flips pretty well. Fuck. And I will say that it is surprisingly slippery despite being G10 with G10 scales, but like not terribly so. Like just on this knife that was borrowed. Part of why I'm frustrated that I got a little tipped. That said, I did sharpen it to get all the imperfections of the blade out as best as I could. Yeah, these spacers have jimping, but surprisingly are like not as grippy. I think partially because there's only a little bit up here. Now, while it may seem that I'm harping on the Wraith, I will say that there are some things that the Wraith does better than its sort of competitors in the same field. For one, the Replicant is known to have abysmal tune, and the Wraith actually is like really solid. Has like a very small amount of play, but yeah, no tap, no blade rub, none of that. A regular rep suffers from both of those and more. The Rich also suffers from some blade rub, which is annoying, and I'm trying to get that fixed. You can get a thick kit by FFF, but it does require some modding. I do find that the Wraith is... Oh, another thing that's annoying about the Wraith is that these inserts here on the face, they pop out. I don't know if you can tell, these sort of teardrop shaped, yeah, on the faces. There's 4 on each face. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then vice versa. And when you drop it, sometimes those pop out. It's really annoying. And I'm just like, this knife is being borrowed. I can't afford to like send it back missing shit. I find that it is not the most comfortable to hold. Not that it's uncomfortable, but not like exceptionally like comfy as sometimes G10 scales can be. And I do find that some of these corners and some of the edges are just not as like smooth as I would prefer. I find that my custom rep is a little bit more comfortable to flip. And I do quite like EPS. I think EPS makes a really great. The 101 I think is a fantastic aluminum channel Balisong. I do think the Wraith is a pretty decent competitor to the Rep, and compared to the stock replicant, I would say that this is maybe a better deal. It is cheaper after all, and it does have better tune. However, one thing that the Wraith doesn't have that the Rep does is a platform full of modifications, because a lot of people don't like the stock Rep. Some people love it, but people have all sorts of different things. You can have a different blade, you can have different scales, you can have different spacers, you can have different liners, and as you can tell with that combination, you can have a Rep without a Rep, which is what I have. I have a Rep with no stock parts. To my knowledge, there isn't really any platform for the Wraith. There is just what EPS has, and no one has made any post-market modifications. I find that the horns can be a little annoying because they stick out a little bit further than I would prefer. This might have been something that I faced with the 101, but I never noticed. But I do find that sometimes these horns sticking out so far can just feel like they're getting in the way. It's not that major, I will say. And yeah. What is nice is that the Wraith comes in a bunch of colors. Right now they're out of stock, but I know that EPS is working on restocking it. There's blue, black, ghost blue, ghost jade, ghost black, orange, ruby, white, purple, and dayglow. This being dayglow, I believe. And it comes in, I believe, let's see, it was like 4.1 something, I think. They also have latches on the website, I see, but I don't have a latch currently. So this is clocking in at 4.06, pretty average weight. Nothing unusual about it. The handles are oh so slightly rectangular. Not too crazy though. Like I feel like the stitch is like of a similar-ish rectangularness, whereas the Medusa and the what was it called? The Nemesis were like quite uneven in their dimensions. So, the Wraith being a G10 titanium Balisong for under $300 and American made, that's a really good price. So despite my myriad of small gripes, I do think that the price is quite nice. I thought this was like $300 at first. No, it's $280. So, while I don't think it's perfect, and I do find that the blade is too easily scuffed, I don't know any other blades that are 154 cm. I know that there's... It's like... The problem with Balisongs is that... It's not a problem as much. Is that blade steel matters arguably more... It's like a given pull. Balisongs are more prone to getting dropped than traditional EDC knives. Traditional EDC knives, however, are more likely to face wear and tear through actual usage of the blade. So is the sharpness of the blade something that matters to the EDC knife? Yes. And is the hardiness of the blade something that matters? Arguably yes, but a lot of times when a blade does get through a lot of wear and tear, you can just sharpen it. However, Balisongs are more prone to abuse, just being dropped. And to me, is less important how sharp they are because I flip them for fun. I mean, some people do care about how sharp their Balisongs are. I don't. I need mine to be sharp enough to open up cardboard boxes at most. That's basically what I use it for in terms of utility. And occasionally I'd be like, oh, I have a knife in my pocket. Let me just use it to cut open this plastic shit that's too annoying to tear off, and I don't have scissors in my pocket all the time. So I find that 154 cm, at least right now with my limited experience of it, is unfortunately a bit too soft for a Balisong to be being dropped around, because while I was mostly flipping it on carpet, possibly tile, it's I don't know. It's kind of frustrating. Anyways, despite that, is the Wraith worth it? I would say yes, but I heard a lot of people losing their mind about how much they like this Balisong, and frankly, I'm kind of surprised because it feels oh so slightly, I don't know if it's blade biased, but it's definitely got blade weight and lacks handle weight in a way that I find that rollovers are tricky. Fans are nice, twirls are nice, ladders are, well, even twirls are a little bit weird. Oh, I will say that I think it chaplains. No, it chaplains like a slightly blade heavy Balisong. And twirls are fine for the most part. Ladders are weird because it feels surprisingly like slippery for a Balisong. Like despite it, I'm having grip on here. And I have the inherent grip of a sandwich Balisong here, but it's like not very tight. So I do find it flying off my fingers sometimes. It's got grip though. I will say more grip than a lot of other things. And yeah, I don't know. I want to like the Wraith more than I did. I was very excited to try it, and frankly, trying it now has made me go, yeah, I'm good. I was like, ooh, if I really like it, maybe I can trade for one. But alas, I don't have any intention of getting one. So, yeah. But because they will restock soon, relatively speaking, they will be more accessible to get than either the Rich or the Replicant. Replicants right now haven't been in stock from BRS in a hot minute, and they might be in stock on Blade HQ, but I don't think they have them. Yeah, they've been out of stock. So good luck getting anything like this. You can, of course, there's a lot of aftermarket rep stuff, and if there were a lot of aftermarket support for the Wraith, like the Rep has, I would be more willing to recommend it, because any gripes I had, you could replace these spacers, and then you would have more ass weight, and it would feel great. You could replace the blade with something of better blade steel quality, and it'd feel great. You could replace the scales with something that's like more tuned to what I like in scales. And right now that doesn't exist. So unless there's a push for it, I don't know if there ever will be. That's kind of where I stand. The EPS Wraith for $280 is pretty solid, but not something that I particularly plan on spending money on. Also, your mileage may vary. Will Hirsch loves his, and he is definitely a better flipper than me. I'm not going to pretend that I'm as capable as him. I can't fucking do aerials nearly as well. But my thoughts are my own, and I hope that if you do try it and you have your own opinions, you let me know. So please subscribe, comment in the YouTube comments what your thoughts on the Wraith are. If you have any thoughts, if you flipped it, if you feel like I have missed any of their major competitors of G10 titanium Balisongs, let me know. I mean, G10 titanium Balisongs. So I was like, oh shit, I forgot about the Nautilus. The Nautilus doesn't have titanium. Anyways, that's my spiel. And like and comment and subscribe, and also check the coffee in the description. Hopefully, eventually in the new year, I will get the audio issues fixed. Please bear with me until then. I am so sorry. I'm trying my best, and as someone who literally works in audio as a profession, it's kind of fucking me over more than just YouTube videos, so wish me luck. Anyways, this has been a review of the EPS Wraith, and happy flipping.